Hey y'all, I just went on a huge shopping spree at the art supply store, so I wanted to go over a few of the things that I bought with you. I get a lot of questions about what kind of paints I use and what kind of brushes I like to paint with. So let's take a look at what I bought. So today, Hobby Lobby had a lot of their canvases on sale, so I needed new canvases. So I went and grabbed a bunch of them. I don't normally shop for paint there. I think that we have a great art supply store, like it's a small little local store that I like to go to. And then also like for the big stores, I think that Michaels and AC Moore carry better brands, just because I love golden paints. I think those are the best, they're my favorites. But I also use Liquitex and Basics, so Hobby Lobby has those. So I went ahead and grabbed some stuff while I was there today. So first thing, I bought paper palettes. I've actually never used these before. Normally I have a tray that gets just like totally just built up with like 2 inches thick of paint before I peel it all off. But it makes it a little bit hard for mixing colors. So I want to try this and see how it goes. This is 40 sheets of like disposable paper. So I've never used it before. I know a lot of artists that do. So we'll see how that goes. Next, okay, I bought gloss, medium, and varnish. So this is by Liquitex. I paint with acrylic paint, but I love a high gloss like look that, you know, I like to fake that they're oils. So I always put a varnish on top of my paintings once I'm done. This is cool because you can mix it into your paints as you're working, and it's just a cool medium. So if you haven't experimented with mediums, a gloss, medium, and varnish. They also have like slow drying mediums. This is a fluid medium, so it'll make your paint a little bit like thinner. So I'm excited to play around with this, especially for like fine lines in my florals. Next, brushes. I used to go and buy the most expensive brushes that you could buy, and you know, I thought that was like what I needed to do. And I'm so hard on my brushes. I paint so much that it's just like too much of a hassle to clean up every single time that I finish painting for the day. I know that's horrible, but I'm so rough on my brushes and I go through so many of them, so I just wait and buy them when they're on sale. And these ones have been actually pretty good. I actually enjoy, and this is Master's Touch. Michaels has another brand that I really like for brushes, but I can't remember the name of it. I will put it in the comments or in the caption of this video, the other brands that I like for brushes. But these are, mainly I look at the shape. So I always like a flat brush. This one is huge. I'm excited for this for my landscape paintings. This is a 1.5 inch synthetic flat brush. So it's not real. A lot of times they're hog bristle or squirrel. This is synthetic, so it's not real. Which I like painting with synthetic brushes. I think they're just as good. Okay, this is a synthetic hog brush, size 16 angle shader. So I like these ones that have like a little bit of an angle on them. This is again bigger than what I typically paint with, but I needed a new big brush for my large paintings. So typically I have a flat brush, an angled brush, and a round brush. And I love my round brushes for florals. This one is again, it's a synthetic hog bristle, and it's round number 10. That's about the size that I paint with this most of the time. So a lot of times I'll like lay groundwork with like a larger brush, and then I'll go in and paint with a round brush and finish it up. And then I needed a new, really small brush. This is a synthetic hog brush, size 1, round. This is for my signature and any line work that I want to do. So this is the smallest one in this size. I guess you can get a lot smaller actually, but I figured it would be more versatile to have a size 1 round brush than one of the like really fine ones. All right, next, I didn't buy new ones of these. I probably should have, looking at them, but these are 2 other brushes. This one is my absolute favorite brush in the world. It's like, I paint with it, I would say like 90% of the time. And it's a flat, I don't even know what size it is the sad thing. And there's so much paint covering it, I can't even read it. I'll put it in the caption, but it's about 1/2 inch flat brush. And flat just is, you know, it's flat on the top, but this one is getting worn down. Like I can see the brush hairs are getting broken, so I probably should have replaced it. And again, like that's my other one, like with a little angle. So these 2, I really like that size. I think it's a very versatile size. So if you're just, you know, starting to invest in some brushes, I would start with one of these and then a round brush. Like, so you could just get a flat 1/2 inch brush and then a round number 10 or number 6. And I think that will go a long way. Next, paint. White. Again, this brand, Basics, well, it's Basics by Liquitex. This is like their, I guess, student grade paint. I started using this when I was in art school and I love it. I think Basics is a great brand. So, especially for white, I go through so much of it. I just like can't justify spending so much on the golden white paint. So this is amazing. They also have like tubs of it that you can buy, but I always keep a lot of white paint on hand. Next, funny story, when I was in college, I was so broke. I could not afford art supplies at all. So I would only ever buy white, yellow, red, and blue, and I mixed every other color from that. Now I, you know, have the luxury of going in and buying more colors, and I am so grateful that I can, because it was really hard mixing every single color, but it can be done. So if you're shopping for paint, white, yellow, red, and blue in the purest form, like just look for, you know, like those primary colors. You can mix every shade from that. So, you know, so aside from like fluorescent colors, but I would start with those. So different shades of blue. I've bought so many today. I felt like I needed all of these for some reason. All right, so this is a Prussian Blue. I love this for like a navy, and this one is a Liquitex. So most of these are Liquitex heavy body. But like this, like for like a deep blue color, I think Prussian Blue is wonderful. And you can mix it with, you know, like red or black or green, you know, and make it deeper. But this is a good blue to start out with Prussian. Next. Okay, this is, guys, I cannot even pretend like I know how to say this word. Phthalocyanine? Phthalocyanine, maybe? Blue, red shade. It changes when you mix like yellow into it. You know, one is gonna be like much more, go to green a lot easier. This one will go to like a purple shade a lot easier. So I needed the red shade. Next, I bought Manganese Blue Hue. This is good for like bright blue. I don't use this one a lot. It's more of an accent color in my paintings, but it's good. I mix white with it and it like really pops. Next, I bought a Cobalt Blue. I use this a lot, especially on like my ginger jars and everything for my florals. Cobalt Blue is a huge color in my color wheel. And then next is an Ultramarine Blue. I don't know why I went back to the Basics brand on this one, but this is just a great blue. Ultramarine, I think that was like one of the like main colors that we had to buy. You know, when I was in art school, we had like a list of like 10 colors that we had to have. And Ultramarine Blue was one of those. It's just a good standard blue. You know, it's not primary, but it works to mix a lot of colors. Oh, I couldn't resist this color. I thought this was so pretty. This is just a blue-gray, which I could mix this, but again, you know, for the sake of time, and sometimes you just want to take it straight out of the tube and not have to mix every single color. This is Liquitex Basics. Again, this is acrylic, so they're all acrylic paint. I don't know if I said that. Okay, this is another color I always have on hand. Bright aqua green. I love this color. I mix it with like a bright yellow and make like a mint, or just use it straight out of the tube or mix it with white. These two colors are the most magical colors in the world. I love them. This is green gold. Again, both of these are Liquitex. Green gold is like the perfect mix between like bronze and chartreuse. If you're gonna splurge on any, you know, this is kind of expensive. This was, you know, about $15 for this little tube. So if you're gonna splurge, I would definitely get green gold and add that to your color wheel, because this is always on my palette. I use it all the time. And then also bronze yellow. Love this color. I think it's just like a great neutral. I love mixing it with white and making like tans and, you know, different, whenever I'm using neutrals, I always use bronze yellow. So those two colors you definitely need. Again, back to basics. This is just a light portrait pink. I use this every single day in every single painting. I think it's a great, just like a soft pink, kind of like more like peachy, especially if you add like yellow. I use this color a lot when I'm mixing skin tones. So light portrait pink, add that to your palette. I think that's all the paint. I mean, other colors I had already that I always have on hand is this light blue violet. Again, you could mix this from, I think, like Ultramarine Blue. If you add white, it turns to this color pretty much. But I just get lazy with mixing all of my colors, so this is one that I just like to use straight out of the tube. It's so beautiful. And then I didn't need these ones today either, but I always have like a bright, this one is a cadmium-free orange, so it's just a little bit healthier. If you can buy cadmium-free, I would, especially if you're getting paint on your hands. Some people paint with gloves. I can't paint with gloves, I can't do it. So if I can buy cadmium-free, I do. So this is just like a bright orange. I don't know if that's in focus. And super bright. This one is kind of hard to mix, so I like to have it straight out of the tube. And then also this is a cadmium-free red medium. So again, for primaries, I always look for that like medium tone because you can make it brighter. Okay, let's see. And then this is a cadmium yellow medium hue. So, you know, I always have my primaries on hand so that I can mix from them. If you're going to the store and like you know, just want to buy a few paints to get started, just start with white, yellow, red, and blue, and their truest form, and you can mix a million colors from that. Then the next time you go, you can, you know, pick up a different shade of blue or pink or a rose pink or whatever other colors inspire you. But I would definitely just start with your primaries and know that, you know, like you can add to your collection as you grow. The rest of this is kind of boring because I just bought a ton of canvases. I like these thick gallery style canvases, you know, with a wider edge. Some people like painting on the thinner ones because they're a little bit easier to frame, but I like painting the edges and having just like a really clean look, so I always opt for the thick canvases. So I just have a bunch of different sizes. I bought small, large, everything in between. And I recently just started painting on these birch panels. These are so cool. I love painting on them. They just have like such a smooth surface. It almost feels like you're painting on paper, but then you get the dimension of a canvas, so you don't necessarily have to frame it. And it just like the feeling of pushing the paint across the birch panel versus a canvas is so different. I almost like painting on the birch panels smaller than the canvas. Like if I had to pick between painting an 8x8 canvas or an 8x8 panel, I would choose panel every single time. So pick up a few of these and you won't be sorry. They also have gesso boards, which gesso is what the canvases are primed with. So this is just this same wood panel, just primed with the gesso. There's some of them that have like kind of like a gritty finish on them. I just don't like them. And some people love that texture. I don't enjoy painting on it. So I look for the ones with the smooth surface, and I feel like they just work better for my aesthetic. I think that's all. The rest of these are canvases, so I hope this helps for your next art supply shopping trip. Drop me a comment if you have questions, and I'll do my best to answer all of them. Bye y'all.